The phone lit up in the darkness. Elena's hands froze over the lamb she was basting. The screen glowed from across the kitchen counter where David had left it. Buzz, buzz, buzz. 3 messages, then 4, then 5. She wiped her hands on her apron, walked over. The contact name was just 2 letters, SB. Can't stop thinking about last weekend. Her heart stopped. When can I see you again? The room tilted. Have you told her yet? The wine bottle slipped from Elena's hand. She caught it inches from the floor. Her reflexes worked even as her brain shut down. Upstairs, the shower was still running. David was humming, actually humming. Elena stared at the phone. 8 years of marriage, 8 years of trust, 8 years of believing she knew the man sleeping beside her every night. And in 3 text messages, it all shattered. She had 2 choices: confront him right now, or do something far more dangerous. Her fingers moved to pick up the phone. She chose dangerous. Before we dive into what Elena discovered on that phone, if you love real stories about betrayal, revenge, and justice, hit that subscribe button right now. This story gets more intense every minute, and you don't want to miss what happens next. Also, drop a comment with your city. I love seeing how far these stories reach. Now, let's get back to the moment that destroyed Elena's world. Elena's thumb pressed the home button. The phone unlocked. Their anniversary date, 10/18. The irony made her sick. She opened the messages, started scrolling. I miss your hands on me. Her stomach dropped. She doesn't understand you like I do. Her vision blurred. We're meant to be together. We always have been. She gripped the counter. Her knuckles went white. David's replies loaded. I know, baby. I'm working on it. Baby. He called her baby. Elena kept scrolling. Her hand shook, but she couldn't stop. She's been so fragile since the second miscarriage. The words hit her like a physical blow. I need to find the right time. Time for what? Just be patient, my love. You're the one I want. It's always been you. The room spun. Elena bent over the counter. Thought she might throw up right there on the granite. Fragile. He'd called her fragile. After she'd lost 2 babies in 2 years. After the doctor said she might never carry a child to term. After she'd cried herself to sleep in his arms while he promised they'd get through it together. He'd used her grief as an excuse to cheat. The shower upstairs stopped. Elena's head snapped up. 30 seconds. Maybe 40. That's all she had before David walked down those stairs. Her thumb flew across the screen. Back to the contact list. Found it. Sophia Bennett. The name punched the air from her lungs. Sophia. His ex from college. The one who still liked his Facebook posts. The one Elena had dismissed as ancient history because she was so secure in her marriage. How stupid she'd been. The bathroom door opened upstairs. Elena placed the phone exactly where it had been. Her hands were steady now. The shaking stopped. Something cold settled in her chest. Elena, David called down. Almost ready. 5 minutes. Take your time, she called back. Her voice didn't shake, didn't crack, sounded perfectly normal. She walked to the wine rack, pulled out the expensive Cabernet they'd been saving, opened it with steady hands. If she confronted him now, he'd control everything. He'd cry, apologize, gaslight her into doubting what she'd seen. No. Elena poured 2 glasses. If she was doing this, she was doing it right. David walked into the kitchen 2 minutes later. Damp hair, blue button down, cologne she'd bought him for his birthday. He smiled, that same smile that had made her fall in love with him 10 years ago. "Something smells incredible," he said. He moved to kiss her cheek. His lips touched her skin. Elena felt nothing, less than nothing, like being kissed by a stranger. "Happy anniversary, sweetheart." She turned to face him, smiled back. "Happy anniversary, darling." They sat down. Elena served the lamb. David took a bite, closed his eyes. "God, this is perfect. You're amazing." "How was work?" she asked. Cut her lamb, took a bite, tasted like ash. "Exhausting. The Johnson project is killing me. I've been staying late every night this week." Staying late. Elena's knife paused on her plate. Or staying with Sophia. "That's tough," she said. "You work so hard." "Someone has to pay for this house." He reached across the table, squeezed her hand. "But it's worth it. For us. For our future." "Our future." Elena wanted to scream. "What future?" "The one where he leaves me for his ex." "I have something for you," David said. He pulled a small wrapped box from his pocket. Elena's hands trembled as she took it. She set down her fork, unwrapped the paper. A necklace, gold chain, small diamond pendant. "It's beautiful," she said. "Put it on. I want to see it on you." She did. The metal felt cold against her throat, like a collar. "Perfect," David said. "You're perfect." The word made her want to vomit. "Thank you," she said, smiled, played her part flawlessly. They finished dinner. David talked about his projects at work. Elena nodded in all the right places, asked appropriate questions, laughed when he made jokes. She was a perfect actress, and he suspected nothing. Elena couldn't sleep. Lay beside David in their bed, stared at the ceiling. His breathing was steady, deep, peaceful. No guilt keeping him awake, no conscience eating at him, just perfect undisturbed sleep. Elena waited until 2 a.m., slid out of bed carefully, grabbed David's phone from the nightstand. The bathroom. She locked the door, sat on the edge of the tub, started taking screenshots, every message, every photo, forwarded them to a new email she'd created that afternoon. 6 months of conversations, 6 months of "I love you" and "I miss you," 6 months of planning a future while Elena was home crying over babies she couldn't keep. Then she found the photos. Sophia in lingerie, black lace against pale skin. Sophia on a hotel bed, sheets tangled around her. Sophia wearing nothing. Caption underneath, "Waiting for you, my love." Elena's throat closed. She couldn't breathe. One more photo loaded. David and Sophia at a restaurant. His arm around her shoulders, both smiling like they didn't have a care in the world. Elena recognized it immediately. The Cascades, that upscale seafood place downtown. She zoomed in on the date stamp, October 11th, 7 days ago, 7 days before their anniversary. "Let's go to the Cascades," Elena had suggested last week. "I'm tired of that place," David had said. "Let's try somewhere new." He'd been there with Sophia a week earlier. Didn't want to risk running into the same waitstaff. The attention to detail in his deception was almost impressive. Elena deleted the sent messages from David's phone, cleared the email trail, put the phone back on the nightstand, climbed back into bed beside her husband, lay there in the dark. "I loved you," she whispered, so quiet he couldn't hear. "I really loved you." The man beside her didn't stir. Morning came. David kissed her goodbye, said he loved her, would be home around 6. Elena waited until his car disappeared down the street. Then she got up, made coffee, opened her laptop, called in sick to work. Her boss understood. "Take all the time you need." If he only knew. Elena pulled up their credit card statements, joint account, everything visible, started scrolling. Fairmont Olympic Hotel, September 15th, $450. Fairmont Olympic Hotel, September 29th, $450. Fairmont Olympic Hotel, October 13th, $450. 3 hotel stays in 2 months. She kept scrolling. The Cascades Restaurant, October 11th, $287. Cafe Press, September 22nd, $156. Bailey Koi Fine Jewelry, September 3rd, $847. Elena's hand froze on the mouse. $1,847. She opened a new tab, pulled up the jewelry store's website, searched their women's bracelets, found it. Platinum chain, small diamonds, $1,847. David had never bought her anything from Bailey Koi. Her anniversary necklace came from Nordstrom. She'd seen the receipt in the trash, $301. He'd spent 6 times as much on Sophia. Elena printed everything, highlighted every suspicious charge, filed them in a folder labeled House Expenses, hid it in the back of her filing cabinet. Then she sat down, made a list. Things I need: private investigator, divorce attorney, complete background on Sophia Bennett, more evidence, a plan. She stared at number 5 for a long time. Plan for what? Divorce confrontation? No. Something bigger. Something that would make them both understand exactly what they destroyed. Elena opened a new browser tab, started searching. Private investigator, Seattle. Marcus Webb's office was exactly what she expected. 3rd floor, industrial district. Door marked only with MW Investigations. Elena knocked at 2 p.m. sharp. "Come in." Marcus was early 60s, ex-cop from the look of him. He stood when she entered. "Mrs. Morrison, please sit." Elena sat, placed her folder on his desk. "Before we start," Marcus said, "I need to ask. Are you sure you want to do this?" "Yes." "Let me be clear. In 25 years doing this work, I've never had a client with real suspicions who turned out to be wrong. If you think your husband is cheating, he probably is. And once I prove it, you can't unknow that. Are you ready for that?" Elena opened the folder, slid it across the desk. "I already know," she said. "What I need from you is more. Everything. Where he goes, when, with who. Evidence that will hold up in court." Marcus looked at the credit card statements, then at her phone with the screenshots. "When did you find this?" "Last night. Our anniversary." "You didn't confront him?" "No." "Why not?" Elena met his eyes, didn't blink. "Because I don't want an apology. I want justice." Something flickered across Marcus's face. Respect, maybe, or recognition. My retainer is 2,000. After that, 200 an hour plus expenses. You're looking at 5 to 15,000 total, depending on how deep this goes. I have the money. One more question. What are you planning to do with my evidence? Does that matter? Not legally. I'm just curious what kind of case I'm working. Elena thought about David this morning. The kiss goodbye. The casual love you as he walked out the door to probably meet Sophia. I'm going to make sure he understands what he destroyed, she said quietly. And I'm going to make sure everyone who matters knows the truth. Marcus leaned back, studied her. I've met a lot of betrayed spouses. Most just want out, want to move on quietly. But every once in a while, I meet someone like you. Like me. Someone who's not interested in moving on. Someone who wants accountability. He pulled out a contract. Let's get started. 1 week later, Marcus called. We need to meet. I have something you need to see. They met at the same coffee shop. Marcus looked grim. He slid a folder across the table. Your husband met with Sophia Bennett 4 times this week, twice at her apartment, once at the Fairmont, once at a restaurant in Bellevue. Elena opened the folder. Photos, timestamps, video stills, David and Sophia kissing in a parking garage, David and Sophia holding hands at Pike Place Market, David and Sophia checking into a hotel at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. There's more, Marcus said. He pulled out another document. I ran a background check on Sophia Bennett like you asked. And she's a licensed professional counselor, specializes in marriage therapy and relationship ethics. Elena's jaw dropped. You're kidding. I'm not. She's published articles on therapeutic boundaries, lectures at the University on professional ethics. Her whole career is built on helping couples with trust issues. The irony was so brutal, Elena almost laughed. Almost. There's one more thing, Marcus said. His voice dropped. I tracked your husband's movements for the last 6 months. Cross-referenced them with dates you gave me. He slid a timeline across the table. Elena's eyes scanned down, stopped on one date, July 16th. Her breath caught. What's significant about July 16th? Marcus asked gently. Elena couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. July 16th was the day she'd miscarried their second baby. The day she'd spent 5 hours in the hospital bleeding. The day the doctor said she might never carry a child to term. The day David said he had a work emergency and had to leave. Mrs. Morrison, Elena looked up. Her eyes were dry. No tears, just cold, hard rage. What was he doing that day? Marcus pointed to the timeline. 2:47 p.m. Your husband checked into the Fairmont Olympic with Sophia Bennett. The coffee shop went silent. Or maybe Elena just couldn't hear anything over the roaring in her ears. While she was losing their baby, David was with her. Mrs. Morrison, Marcus's hand was on her arm. Breathe. Just breathe. Elena inhaled. Once, twice. The rage crystallized into something else, something cold and clear and utterly focused. Thank you, Marcus, she said. Her voice was steady. This is exactly what I needed. What are you going to do? Elena gathered the documents, stood up. I'm going to wait. For what? She smiled. It felt wrong on her face, like wearing a stranger's skin. For the perfect moment. That night, David came home at 6:30, kissed her hello, asked what was for dinner. Elena smiled, served chicken, asked about his day. Exhausting, David said. Johnson project is a nightmare. He'd actually been at Sophia's apartment. Marcus had sent her the photo at 4 p.m. David's car in Sophia's parking garage. Timestamp 3:47 p.m. Poor baby, Elena said. You work so hard. After dinner, David went to watch TV. Elena went upstairs to her home office, opened her laptop, searched for divorce attorneys in Seattle. The third one she clicked on had a 96% success rate. Victoria Hayes. Reviews called her ruthless and brilliant. Perfect. Elena sent an email requesting a consultation. Then she opened a new document, started typing, plan for Christmas, because an idea was forming. A terrible, perfect idea. David had mentioned last week that Sophia would be alone for the holidays, that maybe they should invite her to join them. At the time, Elena had been too shocked to respond, had mumbled something non-committal, but now, she was going to say yes. She was going to invite Sophia Bennett to their Christmas dinner. She was going to set the table, cook the food, light the candles, and then she was going to destroy them both in front of everyone who mattered. Elena stared at the screen, at the plan taking shape in her mind. David thought she was naive, trusting, too fragile to notice what was happening right under her nose. He was about to learn exactly how wrong he was. David, she called downstairs. Yeah, about Sophia, your friend who's going to be alone for Christmas. Pause. Then, yeah, Elena smiled, that cold, dangerous smile. Invite her. I'd love to have her join us. Silence from downstairs. Then footsteps. David appeared in the doorway. Really? Of course, Elena said. That's what the holidays are about. Kindness, generosity, including people who have nowhere else to go. David's face lit up. He crossed the room, pulled her into a hug. Thank you. Thank you for being so understanding. This is why I love you. Elena hugged him back. Let him hold her. Over his shoulder, she stared at her computer screen, at the document titled Plan for Christmas. I just want you to be happy, she said softly. And she meant it. She wanted him to be happy right up until the moment she destroyed him. David pulled back, kissed her forehead. I'll text Sophia tomorrow. Let her know. Perfect, Elena said. After he left, Elena returned to her computer, started typing. The plan was coming together, piece by piece, detail by detail. Christmas was 2 months away, 2 months to prepare, 2 months to make sure everything was perfect, 2 months until David Morrison learned that his fragile wife was actually made of steel, and Sophia Bennett, the relationship ethics expert. She was about to learn that some relationships you don't mess with. Elena saved the document, closed her laptop, went downstairs, sat beside David on the couch, let him put his arm around her. What are we watching? She asked. Some action movie, lots of explosions. Sounds perfect, Elena said. On screen, buildings exploded, cars flipped. The hero emerged from the wreckage bloodied but unbroken. Elena watched with a small smile. In 2 months, she'd be that hero, and David and Sophia would be the wreckage. 2 days after David invited Sophia to Christmas, Elena sat in Victoria Hayes' office on the 42nd floor of a downtown Seattle high-rise. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Puget Sound. The view was stunning. Elena barely noticed. Victoria was 50-something, with silver hair and eyes that missed nothing. She'd spent 30 years destroying cheating spouses in court. Her success rate spoke for itself. "Walk me through everything," Victoria said. Elena handed her the folder. Marcus Webb's surveillance photos, credit card statements, screenshots of text messages, the timeline that showed David at a hotel while Elena miscarried. Victoria flipped through silently. Her expression never changed. Finally, she looked up. "Washington is a no-fault divorce state. Adultery doesn't affect property division." Elena's heart sank. "However," Victoria continued, "he used marital funds for the affair, these hotel charges, the jewelry, all from your joint account. That changes things. How? I can argue he dissipated marital assets, wasted your shared money on his mistress. Judges hate that. Plus the emotional distress. The affair during your miscarriage. That's egregious. We can leverage it." "I don't want alimony," Elena said. "I have my own income." "What do you want?" "The house. It's in my name only. My grandmother gave us the down payment, but only my name is on the deed." "Then you'll keep the house. What else?" Elena leaned forward. "I want him to understand what he destroyed. I want everyone to know what he did." Victoria's lips curved slightly, not quite a smile. "Public exposure isn't typically my approach. Most clients want quiet divorces." "I'm not most clients." "No," Victoria agreed. "You're not. Tell me about this Christmas dinner plan." Elena explained. Inviting Sophia, setting the perfect table, creating the moment where everything would explode in front of witnesses. "Risky," Victoria said. "Could backfire. Make you look unstable. Or it could make them look like exactly what they are." Victoria studied her for a long moment. "If you're determined to do this, we need to be strategic. I'll prepare divorce papers. You can serve them however you want. But Mrs. Morrison, yes, make sure you're ready for the fallout. Once you detonate that bomb, there's no going back." "I know." Elena signed the retainer agreement, wrote a check for $10,000, walked out with Victoria's card in her pocket and vengeance in her heart. Her phone buzzed in the elevator. Text from David. Sophia said, "Yes, she's so grateful. You're amazing for doing this." Elena stared at the message. Amazing. He thought she was amazing for inviting his mistress to dinner. She typed back, "Can't wait to meet her properly." Added a smiley face. Pressed send. The elevator doors opened. Elena walked out into the November rain, pulled up her hood, started walking. She needed to know more about Sophia Bennett. Much more. That night, after David fell asleep, Elena took his phone to the bathroom again, scrolled through more messages, looking for something, anything. Found it. Sophia to David. "Tried on the ring again today. Still can't believe we're doing this." Ring. Elena's blood went cold. She scrolled back through weeks of messages, found another reference. David to Sophia. "Can't wait until we can be together openly, until I can put a ring on your finger officially, Sophia." "You already did." Elena's hands shook. She kept scrolling, faster now, desperate. There, from 2 months ago, a photo. Sophia's hand, diamond ring catching the light. Caption: "Early anniversary gift from my love." Anniversary gift. They weren't married. What anniversary? Unless Elena backed out of the messages, opened Sophia's contact, clicked through to her social media profile that David followed, found Sophia's Instagram, scrolled through, there, posted 6 weeks ago, the ring photo, but the caption was different here. He finally asked, "Can't believe I get to marry my best friend." The comments flooded underneath. OMG, congratulations. About time. When do we meet him? So happy for you, girl. Wedding planning time? And one comment from someone named Carol Bennett. Can't wait to meet him, sweetie. Bring him to Sunday dinner soon. Elena's mind raced. Sophia was engaged, but not to David. David was still married. So who? She went back to the text messages, searched for any mention of another man, found nothing. Then she had a thought, opened David's phone, went to his photo album, scrolled back 3 months. There, a screenshot. Sophia's Instagram post about the engagement. Why would David screenshot his mistress's engagement announcement unless he didn't know? Elena's heart hammered. She kept digging. Found David's Facebook messages. Scrolled through. Nothing about an engagement. Nothing about Sophia being with anyone else. Sophia was playing them both. Elena sat on the bathroom floor. Her mind spun. Sophia was engaged to someone. Someone who wasn't David. Someone whose family didn't know about yet. Someone secret. And David had no idea. She went back to Instagram, clicked on the people who'd commented on Sophia's ring photo, looked for any clues, found a comment from someone named Ryan Chin. Finally been waiting for you to find happiness. Ryan Chin. Elena clicked his profile. Cardiologist at Swedish Medical Center. Moved to Seattle 6 months ago from San Francisco. Handsome. Successful. Rich. Very rich from the look of his posts. Waterfront condo. Exotic vacations. Designer. Everything. Elena clicked back to Sophia's engagement post. Scrolled through comments again. Found another from Ryan Chin. Deeper in the thread, "Can't believe I get to call you my fiancé." Her breath stopped. Ryan Chin was Sophia's fiancé, not David. Sophia was sleeping with David while engaged to someone else, someone who had no idea she was cheating. The bathroom door handle rattled. "Elena, you okay in there?" David's voice, groggy with sleep. Elena's hands flew, closed all the apps, flushed the toilet for cover. "Fine. Just feeling a little sick. Be right out." She deleted her browser history, put David's phone in her pocket, ran the sink, splashed water on her face, opened the door. David stood there in his boxers, hair sticking up, eyes concerned. "You sure you're okay?" "Just ate something that didn't agree with me. I'm fine." She moved past him, climbed into bed, waited until his breathing evened out again. Then she slipped out of bed one more time, grabbed her own phone, went downstairs, sat at the kitchen table in the dark, opened a new email in her anonymous account, typed Dr. Ryan Chin in the search bar, found his hospital email, his professional website, his contact information. She opened a new message, stared at the blank screen. This was it, the point of no return. Once she sent this email, everything would change. Elena started typing. "Dear Dr. Chin, you don't know me, but I know you. More importantly, I know Sophia Bennett. I'm writing because you deserve to know the truth about the woman you plan to marry." Her fingers flew across the keyboard. I know this sounds insane. You're probably about to delete this, but before you do, I need you to ask Sophia one question. Ask her about David Morrison. Ask her where she was on October 11th, October 18th, November 3rd. Ask her why she has hotel charges on those dates. You seem like a good man, Dr. Chen, a man who deserves honesty. If you want proof of what I'm telling you, reply to this email. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck. You're going to need it. Sincerely, someone who cares about the truth. Elena read it 3 times. Her cursor hovered over send, clicked. The email vanished into the void. She sat in the dark kitchen, stared at her phone, waiting. Nothing. Of course, nothing. It was 3 a.m. Ryan Chen was asleep, probably wouldn't even check his email until morning. Elena went back upstairs, climbed into bed beside David, lay there in the dark. This was really happening. She just reached out to a complete stranger to blow up his engagement, to recruit him into her revenge plot. She should feel guilty, should feel bad for Ryan Chen, who was about to have his world destroyed, but she didn't. He deserved to know, just like she deserved to know. Morning came. David kissed her goodbye, said he loved her, left for work. Elna made coffee, opened her laptop, checked her anonymous email. Nothing from Ryan Chen. She tried to work, couldn't focus, kept refreshing her email every 5 minutes. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Then at 11:47 a.m., her phone dinged. New email from Ryan Chen, md@swedish.org. Subject re about Sophia. Her hands shook as she opened it. Who are you? How do you know Sophia? What proof do you have? Short, direct, not dismissive. He was listening. Elena took a deep breath, started typing. I understand your skepticism. I would be skeptical too, but I'm not some crazy ex. I'm the wife of the man your fiance is sleeping with. She attached the screenshots, the hotel receipts, photos of David and Sophia together, time-stamped, dated, irrefutable. I'm sorry you have to see this, but you deserve to know who you're planning to marry. She's been having an affair with my husband for at least 6 months, possibly longer. Sent. This time, the response came in minutes. I don't believe you. Sophia would never. You're lying. And Elena's jaw clenched. Of course, Sophia had him convinced. She was a professional manipulator. She typed back, I'm sending you more evidence, so look at it. Really look at it. Then tell me I'm lying. She sent everything. Every photo Marcus had taken. The restaurant receipts where David and Sophia used their real names. The text messages with timestamps matching days. Ryan thought Sophia was working late. Then she waited. 10 minutes passed. 20. An hour. Her phone rang. Unknown number. Elena stared at it. Answered. This is Elena Morrison. This is Ryan Chen. His voice was tight, controlled, barely holding together. I looked at everything you sent. I confronted Sophia. What did she say? She said you're a crazy ex-girlfriend of David's trying to cause trouble, that the photos are old, that you're obsessed with him. I'm not his ex. I'm his wife. We're still married, still living together, still sharing a bed. Silence. Dr. Chen, call me Ryan. His voice cracked. If you're really his wife, prove it. Our marriage license is public record. King County, filed October 18th, 8 years ago. David James Morrison and Elena Marie Morrison. She heard typing, then silence, then a sharp intake of breath. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Elena said quietly. She's been lying to me for months. I proposed in August. We were planning the wedding. My parents, her parents, everyone was so happy, and she was cheating the entire time. It seems that way. With a married man? Yes. Ryan's breathing was ragged. Elena heard him walking, a door closing, the sound of traffic in the background. He'd gone outside. Why are you telling me this? He asked. Because you deserve to know, and because I think we can help each other. Help each other how? My husband invited Sophia to our Christmas Eve dinner. He thinks I don't know about the affair. He thinks I'm the naive, trusting wife who will smile and serve coffee to his mistress. Jesus Christ! He underestimated me. I've known for weeks. I've been gathering evidence, planning, and now I'm planning something that will expose them both. What kind of something? Elena took a breath. I'm going to let them have their Christmas dinner. Let them sit at my table. Let Sophia play the gracious guest. Let David play the generous husband. And then I'm going to destroy them in front of everyone who matters. Silence. Then, you're insane. Maybe, but they deserve it. And I think you agree. More silence. Elena waited. Let him process. What do you want from me? Ryan finally asked. I want you to come to dinner too. What? Christmas Eve. My house. Come as Sophia's fiancé. Walk in when they least expect it. Show them that their lies have consequences. That's crazy. Is it justice? Ryan laughed. It sounded broken. I don't even know you. No, but we're both victims of the same two people. They lied to us, betrayed us, made fools of us. Don't you want them to face that? Don't you want Sophia to have to look you in the eye and explain herself? I don't know. Think about it. I'll send you the details. But Ryan, whether you come or not, I'm doing this. I'm exposing them. I just think it would be more effective if we did it together. She hung up before he could respond. Her hands were shaking. Her heart raced, but she felt more alive than she had in weeks. That night, David came home early, smiled at her. Guess what? What? I talked to Sophia today. She's so excited about Christmas. She said she can't wait to meet you properly. Can't wait. Elena's grip tightened on the knife she was using to cut vegetables. That's wonderful. She's bringing wine, and she offered to help cook if you need it. The audacity, the sheer breathtaking audacity of this woman. That's kind of her, Elena said, but I have it handled. David came up behind her, wrapped his arms around her waist, kissed her neck. You're the best you know. That's Elena's stomach turned, but she leaned back into him, played her part. I try. That night in bed, David fell asleep quickly. Elena lay awake, stared at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Email notification. From Ryan Chin. Subject: I'm in. She opened it. Tell me when and where. I'll be there. She's not getting away with this. Elena smiled in the dark. The pieces were falling into place. Her phone buzzed again. Text from David's number. But David was asleep beside her. She'd cloned his phone yesterday. Set it up so she received copies of all his messages. The text was from Sophia. Can't wait for Christmas. Thinks she suspects anything. David's response: not a thing. She's completely clueless. She actually thinks she's being charitable. It's kind of sad. Sad. Elena's jaw clenched. Sophia. Poor thing. Well, at least she's making us dinner. We should enjoy it. David. After dinner, I'm coming to your place, right? You said you have a special gift for me. Sophia. The best gift. You're going to love it. Can't believe we're pulling this off. David. I know. It's perfect. She'll never know. Elena read the messages 3 times. Her hands steady, her heart cold. They thought they were so clever, so smart, playing her like a fool. On Christmas Eve, they were going to learn exactly how wrong they were. She got out of bed, went to her home office, opened her planning document, added Ryan Chin's contact information, his arrival time, what he should say when he walked through the door. Then she started a new list, people who needed to be there. Her sister Nicole and her family witnesses. David's best friend Mike witnessed Victoria Hayes standing by for immediate divorce, filing Marcus Webb for final surveillance photos Ryan Chin, the final bomb Elena typed for hours. Every detail, every contingency, every possible reaction. By the time she finished, dawn was breaking over Seattle. David would wake up soon, come downstairs, kiss her good morning, tell her he loved her, and Elena would smile, make him coffee, ask about his day. Because she was patient, she could wait. Christmas was coming, and with it, the end of David Morrison's carefully constructed lies. David found Elena at the kitchen table the next morning, laptop open, coffee cold beside her. "You're up early," he said. Elena closed the laptop, smiled. "Couldn't sleep, too excited about the holidays." About that, David poured himself coffee. "I was thinking we should make Christmas Eve really special, since we're having a guest." Guest. Singular, as if Sophia was just some random friend, not the woman he'd been sleeping with for 6 months. "What did you have in mind?" Elena asked. "Maybe we could do gifts before dinner, make it more festive." "Sure, that sounds nice." David kissed the top of her head. "You're the best." He left for work 20 minutes later. Elena waited until his car disappeared. Then she opened her laptop again. Email from Ryan Chin, sent at 6 a.m. "I told Sophia I have to work Christmas Eve, emergency surgery. She believed it. What time should I arrive?" Elena typed back, 9:30 p.m. "Dinner starts at 9. Give them 30 minutes to get comfortable. Then make your entrance. I'll leave the side door code for you." His response came immediately. "This is insane, but I'm doing it." "We both are," Elena wrote back. She spent the morning shopping. Christmas decorations, ingredients for the dinner, a new dress, red, bold. She was done with subtle. Her phone rang while she was in Nordstrom. Nicole. "Hey, little sister. James and I are confirmed for Christmas Eve. Kids are so excited." Elena's chest tightened. Nicole. Her sister who'd been there through both miscarriages, who'd held her while she cried, who had no idea what was about to happen. "Can't wait to see you guys," Elena said. "So who's this mystery guest David mentioned?" "Some friend from work. Actually, his ex-girlfriend from college. Sophia." Silence. Then, "I'm sorry, what?" "She's going to be alone for Christmas. We thought it would be nice to include her." "His ex-girlfriend is joining you for Christmas Eve dinner." "Yes." "And you're okay with this?" "Why wouldn't I be? Because it's weird. Elena. Really weird. Are you sure there's nothing going on? Elena's hand tightened on the phone. Nicole's instincts were too good. I'm sure. David and I are solid. It's just a nice gesture. If you say so. But I'm watching her. If she steps out of line, I'm saying something. Noted. Elena smiled despite herself. See you Christmas Eve. She hung up, paid for the dress, walked out into the cold December afternoon. December crawled by, each day identical to the last. David came home, kissed her, asked about her day, lied about his. Lena smiled, cooked dinner, pretended everything was fine. But at night, while David slept, she watched the messages come through on his cloned phone. Sophia. 3 weeks until Christmas. Can you believe we're pulling this off? David. I know. She's completely oblivious. It's almost too easy. Sophia. After dinner, you're coming over, right? I have your real gift waiting. David. Wouldn't miss it. Can't wait to give you yours. Elena read each message with a calm that scared her. No tears, no rage, just cold calculation. Marcus Webb bumped it during the second week of December. Need to show you something. Can you meet? They met at their usual coffee shop. Marcus looked grim as he slid photos across the table. David and Sophia at a jewelry store, same one where he'd bought her the bracelet, time-stamped from yesterday. He was there for an hour, Marcus said. Left with a small bag. My contact inside said he spent $4,000. $4,000 on Sophia for Christmas. Elena's jaw clenched. Thank you, Marcus. There's more. He pulled out another photo. This was taken at her apartment building. Look at the timestamp. Elena looked. December 10th, 11 p.m. What am I looking at? Your husband's car. He told you he was working late that night, right? Elena remembered. David had texted at 9 p.m. Johnson Project Emergency. Might be midnight before I'm home. He'd walked in at 12:30 a.m., kissed her forehead, climbed into bed. He'd been with Sophia. How late did he stay? Elena asked. Marcus looked uncomfortable. Until 6 a.m. He went straight to work from her apartment. 6 a.m. He'd spent the entire night with her. Came home just long enough to shower and change. Mrs. Morrison, are you okay? I'm fine. Elena gathered the photos. This is perfect. Actually, more evidence. I'm worried about you. This level of deception. The Christmas dinner plan. It's a lot. I can handle it. Marcus studied her. I've been doing this job 25 years. I've seen betrayed spouses do a lot of things, but I've never seen anyone stay this calm. I'm not calm. I'm focused. He nodded slowly. Just remember, once you detonate this, there's no taking it back. I don't want to take it back. That night, David came home with bags from Macy's. Christmas shopping, he said, for my family. Liar. Elena watched him take the bags upstairs, heard him in the closet, hiding Sophia's gift. She waited until he was in the shower, went to the closet, found the bag hidden behind his old college textbooks. Small velvet box inside. Elena opened it. Earrings. Diamond studs. Beautiful. At least 2 carats each. The price tag was still attached. $4,200. Her anniversary necklace cost $312. Elena closed the box, put it back exactly where she found it, went downstairs, made dinner like nothing had happened. Ryan Chin texted 3 days before Christmas, having second thoughts. This feels too much like revenge. Elena called him immediately. It's not revenge. It's accountability. That's semantics. Is it? What's the alternative? We let them get away with it. We let Sophia keep lying to her family. We let David think he can treat people this way. Silence. Ryan, what did you tell your parents about your engagement? That I found someone amazing, that I've never been happier. And Sophia's parents, they don't know yet. She kept saying she wanted to wait until after the holidays, that she wanted it to be special. She wanted to wait because she's keeping her options open. She's playing both of you, keeping David on the hook in case you don't work out, keeping you for security in case David doesn't leave his wife. You don't know that, don't I? Ryan, I've watched these people for 2 months. I've seen how they operate. They're users. They take what they want and don't care who they hurt. Don't you want them to face that? More silence. Then, what time did you say I should arrive? 9:30. I'll be there. December 23rd, Nicole called. We're driving up tomorrow, staying at the Marriott near you. What time is dinner? 9 p.m. Perfect. The kids are so excited. They made you a present at school. Guilt twisted in Elena's stomach. Emma and Luke, 7 and 5. They were going to witness their uncle's marriage exploding. Nicole, Elena started. Yeah. Tell her. Warn her. Give her a chance to keep the kids away. But then Nicole would try to stop it, would tell her to be mature, to handle it quietly, to think about the kids. Nothing. Can't wait to see you guys. See you tomorrow, little sister. Elena hung up, sat on the couch, stared at nothing. Was she doing the right thing? Destroying her marriage in front of her niece and nephew. Her phone buzzed. Message from David's cloned phone. Sophia to David. Tomorrow night can't come fast enough. So excited to finally meet your wife. This is going to be fun. Fun. She thought destroying Elena's marriage was fun. Any guilt Elena felt evaporated. December 24th. Christmas Eve morning. Elena woke up at 5 a.m., couldn't sleep, went downstairs, started cooking, lamb in the oven by 6, potatoes peeled, green beans prepped, homemade dinner rolls rising under a towel. David came down at 7. You're up early. Big day. Wanted to get a head start. He wrapped his arms around her from behind, kissed her neck. I love you. Love you too. The lies came so easily now. David left to pick up last-minute supplies at 8. Nicole and her family arrived at 10. Emma and Luke crashed through the front door. Elena caught them both in a hug. Aunt Elena, we missed you. Missed you more. Nicole followed with James and the bags. She studied Elena's face. You look tired. Just busy. You know how holidays are. Nicole didn't look convinced. Where should we put our stuff? Guest room upstairs. You remember where. After they'd gone up, James lingered in the kitchen. Nicole's worried about you, he said quietly. I'm fine. She says something's off, that you're acting strange. Elena kept chopping vegetables. It's just holiday stress. Is it? James leaned against the counter. Because if David's doing something he shouldn't, you can tell us. We're family. Elena's knife paused. She looked up at James. Loyal, steady James, who'd married her sister 8 years ago and never given Nicole a single reason to doubt him. Tonight, Elena said quietly, Everything will make sense tonight. James frowned. What does that mean? You'll see. He opened his mouth to say more. Nicole called down from upstairs. James went to help her. Elena went back to cooking. The hours crawled. Every minute felt like 10. Elena kept herself busy, set the table, polished the silver, arranged flowers. At 3 p.m., David came home. Sophia just texted. She'll be here at 8:45. Is that okay? Perfect. She's really nervous about meeting everyone. I bet she is, Elena thought. I'm sure she'll be lovely, she said instead. David smiled, kissed her cheek. You're amazing. Really. He went upstairs to shower. Elena checked her phone. Text from Ryan Chin. On my way to Seattle. ETA 7 p.m. Where should I park? Elena typed back. Park on the side street. Maple. 1 block away. I'll text you the door code at 9:15. This is really happening. Yes, it is. Victoria Hayes texted at 5. Divorce papers are ready. I can file electronically tonight if you give the word. I will. After dinner. Good luck, Mrs. Morrison. Make it count. Elena set her phone down, looked around the house. Everything was perfect. Table set for 7, candles ready to light, food almost done. In 3 hours, Sophia would arrive, would sit at Elena's table, would smile and laugh and play the gracious guest. And 30 minutes after that, Ryan Chin would walk through that door. Elena went upstairs to change, put on the red dress, did her makeup, stared at herself in the mirror. The woman looking back wasn't the same woman who'd found those messages 2 months ago. That woman had been soft, trusting, naive. This woman was made of steel. Nicole knocked on the door. Can I come in? Sure. Nicole entered, closed the door behind her, leaned against it. Okay, what's really going on? What do you mean? Don't play dumb. You've been weird for weeks. You're hosting David's ex-girlfriend for Christmas. You just told James that everything would make sense tonight. What is going on? Elena turned to face her sister. I need you to trust me. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I can give right now. But Nicole, I need you to promise me something. What? No matter what happens tonight, keep the kids in the other room. After dinner, keep them away. Nicole's face went pale. Elena, you're scaring me. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to protect them. And you. Can you promise me? Tell me what's happening. After dinner, I promise. But please, just trust me until then. Nicole stared at her for a long moment, then nodded slowly. Okay, but if this goes sideways, I'm getting the kids out of here. I wouldn't expect anything less. Nicole left. Elena took a deep breath, checked the time. 7:30 p.m. 90 minutes until showtime. Her phone buzzed. Text from David's cloned phone. Sophia to David. OMG, I'm so nervous. What if she doesn't like me? David to Sophia. She'll love you. Trust me. She has no idea. Elena read the messages. Felt nothing. Just cold, focused determination. She went downstairs. Nicole was setting the kids up with a movie in the living room. David was opening wine in the kitchen. Should I open the good stuff? He asked. For our guest? Absolutely, Elena said. Only the best. At 8:45, the doorbell rang. Elena's heart hammered, but her hands were steady as she walked to the door. This was it. She opened the door. Sophia Bennett stood on her porch, tall, beautiful, holding a bottle of wine and a fake smile. "Hi, you must be Elena. I'm Sophia. Thank you so much for having me." Elena looked at her, really looked at her. This was the woman who'd been sleeping with her husband, who'd used him while engaged to someone else, who thought she was clever enough to get away with it. "Sophia, come in. We're so glad you're here." Sophia stepped inside. David appeared in the hallway. "Sophia, you made it." He hugged her. Appropriate, brief. But Elena saw it. The way his hand lingered on her back. The way Sophia leaned into him, just a fraction too long. "Let me take your coat," Elena said. Sophia handed it over. Elena hung it in the closet, closed the door. Nicole appeared from the living room, looked Sophia up and down with obvious suspicion. "This is my sister Nicole," Elena said. "Her husband James and their kids." "So nice to meet you," Sophia said, extended her hand. Nicole shook it. Her grip was firm. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Interesting time to visit," Nicole said. "Christmas Eve. I know. I'm so grateful. I would have been alone otherwise." Nicole's eyes narrowed. "How thoughtful of my sister to include you." The tension in the hallway was thick. David jumped in. "Should we eat? Everything smells amazing." They moved to the dining room. Elena had set 7 places. David didn't notice. Too busy playing host to Sophia. They sat. Elena had planned the seating carefully. David at one end, Elena at the other. Sophia beside David. Nicole across from Sophia where she could watch every move. Emma and Luke had eaten earlier. Were settled in the living room with their movie and snacks. Elena served the food, poured the wine, smiled, and played the perfect hostess. "So, Sophia," Nicole said, her voice sweet as poison. "How do you and David know each other again?" "We dated in college," Sophia said. "Long time ago. Ancient history. But you've kept in touch, here and there. Social media mostly. You know how it is." "I do. My husband doesn't keep in touch with his exes, though. Thinks it's inappropriate." James shot Nicole a look. She ignored it. "Everyone's different," Sophia said. Her smile was getting strained. David stepped in. "Sophia's a therapist, actually. Marriage counselor. Pretty impressive." "A marriage counselor," Nicole repeated. "How ironic." "Why ironic?" Sophia asked. "Just seems like a marriage counselor would understand boundaries, professional ethics, that kind of thing." Elena caught Nicole's eye, shook her head slightly. "Not yet. Wait." Nicole sat back, but her eyes never left Sophia. They ate, made small talk. David was nervous, kept refilling Sophia's wine glass, kept trying to steer conversation to safe topics. Sophia played her part well, gracious, charming, asked about Nicole's kids, complimented the food, acted like the perfect guest. Elena watched it all, checked her phone under the table. 9:15 p.m. She excused herself. "Need to check on dessert." Went to the kitchen, texted Ryan the door code. 15 minutes, side door, follow the voices. His response, "On my way." Elena took a deep breath, went back to the dining room. "Dessert needs a few more minutes," she said. "But first, I wanted to make a toast." Everyone looked up. David smiled. Elena raised her glass. "To new friends, to honesty, to people showing their true colors." She looked directly at Sophia. "And to Christmas miracles." They drank. Elena checked the time. 9:28 p.m. 2 minutes. Her phone was in her lap. She'd given Ryan the exact arrival time, 30 minutes after dinner started, when they'd be relaxed, comfortable, unsuspecting. Elena heard it first. The side door opening. Footsteps in the hallway. Everyone else was still talking. Didn't notice. Elena set down her glass, smiled. Actually, before dessert, I have one more surprise. David looked up. Surprise. Yes. Remember how you said we should be more inclusive this Christmas? Make it more festive. Yeah. Well, I took your advice. I invited someone else. Sophia's fork froze halfway to her mouth. Her eyes met Elena's. Someone who I thought really should be here, Elena continued. The footsteps got closer. Someone who deserves to know the truth. A shadow appeared in the doorway. Ryan Chin stepped into the dining room. Sophia's face went white. The fork clattered from her hand onto the plate. "Hello, sweetheart," Ryan said. His voice was ice. "Surprise." The silence lasted 3 seconds, maybe 4. Felt like hours. Sophia stared at Ryan. Her mouth opened, closed. No sound came out. David looked between Ryan and Sophia. "Who the hell is this?" Ryan walked further into the room. His footsteps echoed on the hardwood. He looked at David, then back at Sophia. "I'm her fiancé," Ryan said. His voice was steady, too steady. "Or I was, until about a week ago when I found out she's been sleeping with a married man." David's wine glass shattered on the floor. Red wine splashed across the white tablecloth like blood. "Fiancé." David's voice cracked. "Sophia, what is he talking about?" Sophia found her voice. "Ryan, what are you doing here? This is insane." "Insane?" Ryan laughed. Sharp, bitter. "You want to talk about insane? Let's talk about insane. Sweetheart, let's talk about the 6 months you've been planning our wedding while sleeping with him." He pointed at David. David stood up so fast his chair fell backward. Wait. "Sophia, you're engaged." "David, let me explain." "Engaged," David's voice rose, "to someone else. While you and I." "This isn't what it looks like," Sophia said. She was standing now too, hands shaking, face white. Nicole leaned back in her chair, crossed her arms. "Oh, this is going to be good." James put his hand on her arm. "Nicole, what I told you something was off." Elena sat perfectly still, watched the chaos unfold like a conductor watching an orchestra. "Ryan, please," Sophia said. "Can we talk about this privately?" "Privately?" Ryan's laugh was harsh. "Like you talked to me privately when you said you were working late, when you were actually with him." He pulled out his phone, started scrolling. October 11th. "You told me you had a late client session. You were at the Cascades with David." Sophia's face went from white to green. October 18th. "You said you were at a professional development workshop. You were at the Fairmont Olympic Hotel, room 847, with David." "How do you know all this?" Sophia whispered. Ryan looked at Elena. "Because his wife told me. Because unlike you, some people actually care about the truth." David's head swung toward Elena. "Wife. What is he talking about? You know this guy?" Elena took a sip of wine, set down her glass, smiled. "Sit down, David. We're just getting started." "What the fuck is going on?" David's voice was rising toward hysteria. "Elena, who is this?" "I told you. He's Sophia's fiancé, Dr. Ryan Chin, cardiologist at Swedish Medical Center, proposed to Sophia in August at Mount Rainier. Beautiful ring, by the way." 3 carats. Emerald cut. Sophia grabbed the edge of the table. How do you know that? I know a lot of things. Elena's voice was ice. I know you've been sleeping with my husband for 6 months. I know you accepted Ryan's proposal while telling David you wanted to be with him. I know you're a marriage counselor who lectures on ethics while destroying someone else's marriage. Nicole's jaw dropped. Holy shit. Language, James muttered. But he looked shocked, too. David stared at Elena. You knew. How long have you known? Since October 18th, our anniversary. Remember that night when your phone kept buzzing, when you were in the shower? David's face went white. I read every message, Elena continued. Her voice never wavered. Every single one. She doesn't understand you like I do. You're the one I want. It's always been you. She stood up, walked to the sideboard, pulled out a folder. I documented everything, screenshots, credit card statements, photos. She dropped the folder on the table. It landed with a heavy thud. Should we go through them? Let everyone see what you've been doing? Sophia moved toward the door. Ryan blocked her path. Where do you think you're going? This is crazy. You're all crazy. Am I? Ryan pulled out his own phone, started reading. Can't stop thinking about last weekend. When can I see you again? Have you told her yet? These are your messages to David. Want to explain them to everyone. Ryan, please. Please what? Please pretend I didn't see you checking into hotels with him. Please ignore the fact that you've been lying to me for months. David collapsed back into his chair, put his head in his hands. This can't be happening. Oh, it's happening, Elena said. She was still standing, still holding the folder. And we're not done yet. She opened the folder, pulled out a photo, held it up. This is David and Sophia at the Cascades, October 11th, 1 week before our anniversary. She pulled out another photo. This is them at the Fairmont Olympic, September 29th, the same day David told me he was working late on the Johnson project. Another photo. And this one is my favorite. She held it up. David and Sophia checking into a hotel, the timestamp visible in the corner. July 16th, 2:47 p.m. She looked at David. Her voice went quiet, deadly quiet. Do you remember what happened that day, David? David's face crumbled. Elena, don't. Don't what? Don't tell everyone what you were doing while I was in the hospital. Nicole sat forward. What hospital? What are you talking about? Elena kept her eyes on David. July 16th was the day I had my second miscarriage. I spent 5 hours in the ER, bleeding, terrified. The doctor told me I might never be able to have children. Her voice broke on the last word. She cleared her throat, continued. And David left, said he had a work emergency, kissed my forehead, told me he'd be back soon. She held up the photo again. He went to a hotel with her. While I was losing our baby, he was with his mistress. The room went dead silent. Nicole stood up so fast her chair crashed backward. You son of a bitch. She moved around the table toward David. James grabbed her arm. Nicole, don't. Let me go. Think about the kids. They'll hear. That stopped her, but her eyes were blazing. You absolute piece of shit, she said to David. My sister was in the hospital and you were with her. David had his head in his hands, shoulders shaking. I couldn't handle it. I was devastated. I needed. You needed what? Elena's voice was still. To fuck your ex-girlfriend while your wife was hemorrhaging. Sophia made a choking sound, grabbed her purse. I'm leaving. No, you're not. Elena moved to block the doorway. We're not finished. Get out of my way. Make me. They stared at each other. Two women. One who'd been betrayed. One who'd done the betraying. You built your career on helping couples, Elena said quietly. On trust. On ethics. You lecture at universities about professional boundaries, and all the while you were destroying my marriage. I didn't destroy anything that wasn't already broken, Sophia shot back. Wrong thing to say. Elena's hand moved so fast no one saw it coming. The slap echoed through the room. Sophia stumbled backward, hand on her cheek, eyes wide with shock. You don't get to blame this on me, Elena said. Her voice was shaking now. You don't get to act like you're innocent. You knew he was married. You knew I existed. And you didn't care. Elena, James was standing now. Maybe we should all calm down. Calm down. Elena whirled on him. My husband spent 6 months lying to me, used my grief over our dead babies as an excuse to cheat. And you want me to calm down? I just think. I don't care what you think. This is my house, my marriage, my life that they destroyed. She turned back to David and Sophia. You want to know the worst part? It's not even the cheating. It's the arrogance. The way you thought you were so clever. The way you thought I'd never find out. She pulled out her phone, scrolled through the cloned messages. She's completely clueless. That's what you wrote yesterday, David. She thinks she's being charitable. It's kind of sad. David's head jerked up. How did you? I cloned your phone weeks ago. I've been reading every message in real time, every I love you to her, every see you later to me, every single lie. She looked at Sophia. And you. This is going to be fun. That's what you said about tonight, about coming to my house, eating my food, playing the grateful guest while sleeping with my husband. You thought it was fun. Sophia's mascara was running now, black tears down her cheeks. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Explain it to me. Explain it to Ryan. Explain how a relationship expert ended up destroying 2 relationships at once. Ryan was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, face carved from stone. I'd like to hear this too, he said. How you told me you loved me, that you wanted to spend your life with me, that you'd never been happier, all while screwing him. Ryan, I do love you. Don't. His voice cracked. Don't insult me by lying anymore. I saw the messages, the photos, the hotel receipts. I know everything. He pushed off the wall, walked to the table, reached into his pocket, pulled out a ring, the engagement ring, platinum, emerald cut, 3 carats. He dropped it onto the table. It bounced once, rolled across the surface, landed in the gravy boat. We're done. And just so you know, I called your mother last night, told her everything. Sophia's face went from white to green to white again. You didn't. I did. She's very disappointed in you. Sends her regards. Sophia made a sound like a wounded animal, grabbed her purse, pushed past Elena. This time, Elena let her go. They heard the front door slam, an engine start, tires squealing on wet pavement. 4 people stood in the dining room, the remnants of Christmas dinner cooling on the table, a diamond ring floating in gravy. Nobody spoke. Finally, David looked up. His eyes were red, face blotchy from crying. Elena, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant. Don't. Elena's voice was flat, empty. Don't apologize. Don't explain. Don't do anything except listen. She walked back to the sideboard, pulled out another envelope. This is a complaint to the Washington State Department of Health. I'm reporting Sophia Bennett for ethical violations, for having an affair while providing couples therapy, for using her professional knowledge to manipulate and deceive, for violating every standard she claimed to uphold. She set it on the table. Her license will be suspended, possibly revoked permanently, her career over. The practice that employs her, they'll fire her to avoid the scandal. Everything she built gone. David stared at the envelope. You're destroying her life. No, she destroyed her own life. I'm just making sure there are consequences. Elena reached for one more item. A wrapped box under the tree in the corner. She carried it to the table, set it in front of David. Your Christmas present. Open it. Elena, I can't. Not now. Open it. David's hand shook as he tore off the paper, opened the box. Divorce papers spilled out onto the table, scattered across the plates and glasses. Merry Christmas, Elena said. You've been served. David's hands went to his face, shoulders shaking. Please, please, Elena. We can fix this. I'll end it. I'll do anything. You can't fix this. You can't undo 6 months of lies. You can't bring back the trust you destroyed. You can't change the fact that you chose her over me, over us, over our marriage. I made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. A mistake is being late for dinner. A mistake is not a 6-month affair, not hotel rooms and jewelry and planning a future with someone else while I was home crying over babies we lost. Her voice broke again. She swallowed hard, continued. You used my pain, my grief, my trust. You weaponized the worst moments of my life to justify betraying me, and you thought I'd never find out, thought I was too fragile, too naive, too stupid. I never thought you were stupid. Yes, you did. You both did. You thought you were so clever, so careful, but you underestimated me. Nicole had been silent through all of this. Now she spoke. Elena, what do you need? Elena looked at her sister, saw the love there, the support, the fury on her behalf. I need him out of my house. Nicole nodded, turned to David. You heard her. Get out. This is my house too. No, Elena said. It's not. The deed is in my name only. My grandmother's down payment. My house. And according to those divorce papers, I'm keeping it. You can't do this. I can. And I am. You have 2 choices. Sign those papers and accept my terms, or fight me in court and have everything become public record. Your affair, the miscarriage, all of it. Your family, your friends, your co-workers. Everyone will know. She stepped closer to him. I have photos, videos, timestamps, credit card receipts, 6 months of documentation. My attorney has everything. My private investigator has everything. You can't win this, David. You can only choose how badly you lose. Ryan cleared his throat. I should go. This is your family's moment. Thank you for coming, Elena said. I know it wasn't easy. No, but it was necessary. He looked at the divorce papers on the table. Good luck, Elena. You deserve better than this. So do you. Ryan left through the side door, the same way he'd entered. David sat at the table, head in hands, surrounded by evidence of his betrayal. James stood up. I'm going to check on the kids. Make sure they didn't hear anything. He left. That left three of them: Elena, David, Nicole. Nicole walked over to David, looked down at him. I want you to understand something. Elena didn't just lose a husband tonight. She lost the last 8 years. She lost the future she planned. She lost her trust in people. She lost pieces of herself that she'll never get back. David didn't look up. And you know what the worst part is? You don't even seem to understand why. You're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, crying about being caught, but have you once, even once, thought about what you did to her? Silence. Get out, Nicole said. Before I do something we'll both regret. David stood up slowly, like an old man. He looked at Elena one more time. I loved you, he said. I really did love you. No, Elena said quietly. You loved what I did for you. You loved having someone who trusted you completely, someone who made your life easy, someone who asked for nothing and gave you everything. But you never loved me, because if you had, you couldn't have done this. David opened his mouth, closed it. Nothing he could say would make this better. He walked to the stairs. Elena heard him moving around in their bedroom, in the closet, packing a bag. He came back down 10 minutes later, bag in hand, coat on, stopped at the door. Where will I go? I don't care, Elena said. Go to a hotel. Go to a friend's. Go to hell. I don't care where you go as long as you leave. The door closed behind him. Elena stood in her dining room. Christmas dinner congealing on the table. Wine stains spreading across the white tablecloth. Divorce papers scattered like confetti. Nicole walked over, put her arms around her little sister. Elena didn't cry, didn't break down, didn't collapse. She just stood there, held by her sister, staring at the wreckage of her marriage. You did it, Nicole whispered. You actually did it. I did, Elena said. Her voice was steady. Her hands weren't shaking. The cold calm that had carried her through 2 months of planning hadn't left. But inside, in a place no one could see, something was breaking. Something she'd been holding together through sheer force of will. Can you stay tonight? Elena asked. I don't want to be alone. We're not going anywhere, Nicole said. We'll stay as long as you need. James came back down. Kids are fine, still watching their movie. Didn't hear anything. Thank God for small mercies. Elena looked around her house, her home, the place she'd built with David, the life they'd shared. It would never be the same. This house would always hold the memory of tonight. The dining room would always be the place where she destroyed her marriage in front of witnesses. But it was her house, her life, her future. And for the first time in 8 years, it was built on truth instead of lies. I need to call Victoria, Elena said. My attorney. Tell her to file the papers. She picked up her phone, made the call. It's done. He's gone. File everything. Congratulations, Mrs. Morrison, Victoria said. Or should I say Ms. Morrison? I'll let you know. Elena hung up, looked at her sister and James standing in her dining room, looking worried and protective and ready to do whatever she needed. Help me clean this up, she asked. They did. Together, they cleared the table, scraped the food into the trash, washed the dishes, folded the stained tablecloth and threw it away. By midnight, the dining room looked almost normal. If you didn't know what had happened there, you'd never guess. But Elena would always know. She'd destroyed her marriage on Christmas Eve, exposed her husband's affair, ruined his mistress's career, brought a stranger into her home to help exact revenge. And she'd do it all again, because some betrayals don't deserve forgiveness. They deserve consequences. Elena woke up on her couch Christmas morning. Nicole had insisted she not sleep in the bedroom she'd shared with David, had made up the couch with blankets and pillows, stayed up with her until 3 a.m. Her phone was ringing. Unknown number. Hello, Mrs. Morrison, this is Officer Patterson with Seattle PD. Your husband filed a report saying you locked him out of his house. Elena sat up. It's my house. My name on the deed. He claims he has a right to his belongings. He took what he needed last night. The rest can wait until the divorce is settled. Ma'am, I need to inform you that unless you have a restraining order, he can legally enter the home. Then I'll get a restraining order today. She hung up. Called Victoria Hayes. Merry Christmas, Victoria said dryly. I assume this isn't a social call. David's trying to get back in the house. Can we file for a restraining order? On what grounds? He betrayed me, used marital funds for an affair, caused me emotional distress. That's not enough for a restraining order. Has he threatened you? Been violent? No. Then we need another approach. Change the locks. If he tries to enter without permission, call the police for trespassing. Elena called a locksmith, paid double for Christmas Day service. By noon, every lock in the house was changed. David showed up at 2 p.m., tried his key. It didn't work. He rang the doorbell. Again, started pounding. Elena watched through the window. Didn't move. Her phone rang. David. She didn't answer. Text message. Let me in. This is my house too. Elena texted back. No, it's not. Leave or I call the police. I need my things. Victoria Hayes is my attorney. Contact her to arrange a time to get your belongings. Don't come back here. She watched him stand on the porch for 10 more minutes. Finally, he left. Nicole came downstairs. Was that him? Yes. You okay? I'm fine. She wasn't fine. Her hands were shaking, her heart racing, but she was standing. That counted for something. The next week was a blur. Victoria filed the divorce papers. David's attorney responded. Back and forth, fighting over assets and timelines. Then Victoria called with news. Sophia Bennett's license has been suspended pending investigation. The state board moved quickly on your complaint. How long suspended? Minimum 6 months. But given the severity, the ethics violations, possibly permanent revocation. Elena felt nothing. No satisfaction. No triumph. Just emptiness. And David? He wants to contest the divorce terms, claims emotional distress, says you humiliated him publicly. He humiliated himself. I agree, but he's fighting. This might take longer than expected. Longer meant more lawyer fees, more stress, more time before she could move on. But Elena didn't care about time anymore. She cared about winning. Marcus Webb called that same day. Thought you should know. David moved into an apartment in Bellevue, and he's been trying to contact Sophia. She's talking to him. No, she's blocked him everywhere. Her practice terminated her contract. She's moving back to Portland, back to her mother's house. Everything Elena had predicted was happening. Sophia's career destroyed. Her engagement ended. Her reputation ruined. And still, Elena felt nothing. January passed. David's attorney pushed for mediation. Victoria advised against it. He wants to guilt you into accepting less. Don't give him the opportunity. But Elena agreed to one meeting. Needed to see him face to face. Needed to know if she felt anything at all. They met at Victoria's office, neutral territory. David walked in looking like he'd aged 10 years. Hollow eyes, unshaven, deflated. He sat across from her, wouldn't meet her eyes. Elena, please, can we talk? Just the two of us? No, Victoria said. Anything you say goes through me. I just want to explain. Explain what? Elena spoke for the first time. Explain how you spent 6 months lying to me. Explain how you used my grief as an excuse to cheat. Explain. July 16th. David flinched. I made a mistake. Stop calling it a mistake. Mistakes are accidents. This was a choice. You chose her over me, over us, over our marriage, every single day for 6 months. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted. And now I want you. I want us. I want to fix this. Elena laughed. It sounded hollow even to her own ears. You can't fix this. There's nothing left to fix. You destroyed everything, and you're only here now because Sophia won't take you back. David's head snapped up. That's not true. Isn't it? Tell me honestly, if Sophia was still available, would you be here begging for forgiveness, or would you be with her? Silence. That's what I thought, Elena said. She stood up. Sign the papers, David. Accept the terms. Let me have the house and 60% of our assets. It's more than fair considering what you did. 60%? That's insane. No, insane was thinking you could get away with this. Insane was underestimating me. Insane was believing I'd just accept your betrayal quietly. She leaned forward, hands flat on the table. I have evidence that will destroy you in court. Photos, videos, credit card receipts, text messages, your own words saying, I was too fragile to notice. I will put all of it on the record. I will make sure everyone knows exactly who you are. You're threatening me. I'm promising you. Fight me on this, and I'll make sure your humiliation is complete and permanent. Or sign the papers and walk away with your dignity barely intact. David looked at his attorney. The man shrugged. She has substantial evidence. A judge would likely rule in her favor. David's shoulders slumped. Fine, I'll sign. Good, Victoria said. We'll have final papers ready next week. Elena walked out. Didn't look back. Didn't feel victorious. Just tired. Nicole called that night. How are you doing, really? I don't know. I thought I'd feel better after he agreed to sign, but I just feel empty. That's normal. You're grieving. I don't want to grieve him. He doesn't deserve my grief. You're not grieving him. You're grieving the marriage you thought you had, the future you lost. That's different. Elena sat on her couch, stared at nothing. Did I do the right thing? The Christmas dinner, exposing them like that. Yes, you don't think I was vindictive, cruel. I think you were honest. You showed them the consequences of their actions. That's not cruel. That's justice. I destroyed Sophia's career. She destroyed her own career by violating every ethical standard she claimed to uphold. You just made sure there were consequences. What if I'm just as bad as them now? Elena, listen to me. You are nothing like them. They lied. They cheated. They showed no remorse until they got caught. You told the truth. You stood up for yourself. You refused to be victimized quietly. Those are not the same things. After they hung up, Elena opened her laptop, searched for Sophia Bennett, found an article from a Portland newspaper. Local therapist's license suspended amid ethics violations. The article detailed the complaint, the affair with a married man, the suspension pending review, quotes from the state board about professional standards. Sophia's career was over, at least in Washington, maybe everywhere. Elena closed the laptop, felt that same emptiness. Victory was supposed to feel better than this. February came. The divorce papers were signed, filed with the court. 30 days until it was final. Ryan Chin called one afternoon. "Hey, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to check on you." "I'm okay." "How are you?" "Better. I started seeing a therapist, working through the betrayal, the trust issues." "That's good." "She told me something interesting. Said that being betrayed changes you, but you get to choose whether it makes you bitter or makes you stronger." "Which are you choosing?" "Both, honestly. Some days I'm angry. Some days I feel stupid for not seeing it. But other days I'm grateful I found out before the wedding, before kids, before I wasted more of my life on someone who didn't deserve it." "I get that. What about you? How are you really doing?" Elena thought about it. Really thought. "I don't know yet. Ask me in 6 months." Ryan laughed. "Fair enough. Listen, I know this is weird, but thank you for telling me, for including me in the whole Christmas confrontation. I know it was partially for your own reasons, but you saved me from making the biggest mistake of my life. We saved each other. Yeah, we did." After they hung up, Elena realized something. She was choosing strength too. Even when she felt weak, even when she felt empty, she was choosing to survive this. March brought the final divorce decree. Elena Morrison was officially single. The house was hers. 60% of their assets transferred to her name. David was ordered to pay her attorney fees. She should have felt relieved, felt free. Instead, she felt lost. 8 years of her life gone. The future she'd planned gone. The person she'd been gone. She didn't know who Elena Morrison was anymore without David. She started therapy. Dr. Rachel Kim, twice a week, working through the betrayal, the grief, the rage. "You're allowed to be angry," Dr. Kim said in one session. "I am angry all the time. At him, at her, at myself for not seeing it sooner." "What would you tell yourself if you could go back?" "I'd tell myself to trust my instincts. That if something feels wrong, it probably is. That being trusting isn't the same as being stupid." "Are you stupid?" "No, but I feel stupid." "Why?" "Because I should have known. There were signs. His phone always face down. Late nights at work. Distance. I ignored all of it. Because you trusted him. Trust is for fools. Trust is for people who love. You're not a fool for loving someone. He's a fool for destroying that love." Elena cried in therapy that day. First time she'd really cried since Christmas. Let it all out. The pain, the betrayal, the loss. When she was done, Dr. Kim said something that stuck with her. "You survived the worst thing you thought could happen. You found out your husband was cheating. You exposed it. You ended it. You're still standing. That's not weakness. That's strength." Elena drove home that day feeling lighter, not healed, not whole, but lighter. April came, 6 months after she'd found those messages, 4 months after Christmas. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Hello, Mrs. Morrison. This is Jennifer. I texted you back in January about David. Elena remembered. The woman who'd been seeing David after the divorce started. What can I do for you? I just wanted to thank you again and to tell you something. David's been trying to get back together with me, sending flowers, love letters, saying he's changed. He hasn't. I know. That's why I'm calling. Because I looked him up online, found articles about your divorce, about what happened, and I wanted you to know that you're kind of a hero. I'm not a hero. You are. You stood up for yourself. You exposed him. You made sure he faced consequences. A lot of women would have just taken it quietly, but you didn't. And because of that, women like me know to stay away from him. After Jennifer hung up, Elena sat with that. Hero. She never thought of herself that way. She'd just been trying to survive, to make sure David and Sophia understood what they'd destroyed. But maybe survival was heroic. Maybe refusing to be destroyed quietly was an act of courage. May brought unexpected news. Marcus Webb called. David's dating someone new. Move fast. Good for him. You don't care, should I? Most people would. Elena thought about it. Did she care? Did it hurt that David had moved on so quickly? No, she said. I don't care. He can date whoever he wants. She can deal with his lies now. You sound different. I am different. Good different. I don't know yet, but definitely different. She was different. Harder, colder, more cautious, less trusting, but also stronger, more resilient, more herself. The woman who'd found those messages 6 months ago would have been devastated by David moving on, would have taken it as proof she wasn't enough. The woman she was now understood the truth. David didn't move on because she wasn't enough. He moved on because he was incapable of being alone, incapable of facing what he'd done. That wasn't her problem anymore. June 16th, 1 year since her second miscarriage, the day David had been with Sophia instead of her. Elena woke up expecting to feel devastated, expected the anniversary to break her. Instead, she felt calm, remembered that day differently now, not as the day David betrayed her while she was in the hospital, but as the day that showed her who he really was. She got up, went for a run, something she'd started doing in therapy, moving her body, clearing her head. When she got back, Nicole was sitting on her porch. What are you doing here? Figured you might need company today. Elena unlocked the door, let her sister in. I'm okay. I know, but I wanted to be here anyway. They sat in Elena's kitchen, drank coffee, talked about nothing important. Finally, Nicole said, I'm proud of you. For what? For surviving, for standing up for yourself, for not letting what he did destroy you. It did destroy me. I'm not the same person I was. Good. That person was too trusting, too willing to accept less than she deserved. This person is a fighter. Elena smiled. First real smile in months. Yeah, I guess I am. That night, Ryan Chin texted, 1 year anniversary of the worst and best thing that happened to us. Thought you should know I'm doing okay. Hope you are too, Elena texted back. Getting there. Thanks for checking in. We should grab coffee sometime. Compare war stories. I'd like that. They met a week later, sat in a coffee shop in Capitol Hill. Two people who'd been betrayed by the same woman. So, how are you really? Ryan asked. Honestly, some days I'm great. Some days I'm a mess, but I'm moving forward. Same. Started dating again, actually. How's that going? Terrifying, but good. I'm more careful now. Pay attention to red flags. Don't ignore my gut. Hard-won wisdom. The worst kind, he smiled. What about you dating? God, no. Not ready for that. Still figuring out who I am without him. That's healthy. They talked for 2 hours. About healing, about trust, about whether they'd ever really get over it. I don't think we get over it, Ryan said. I think we just learn to carry it differently. Yeah, I think you're right. As Elena drove home, she realized something. She was going to be okay. Not today, not tomorrow, but eventually. The betrayal had changed her, scarred her, made her harder and more cautious, but it hadn't destroyed her. She'd survived, and she was still standing. August came. Elna got an email from someone named Anna. Subject line: Thank you. Hi, Mrs. Morrison. You don't know me, but I'm friends with Jennifer. She told me your story, how you exposed your husband's affair, made sure there were consequences, and I wanted to thank you because last week I found messages on my boyfriend's phone, and instead of pretending I didn't see them, instead of making excuses, I confronted him. I ended it. And I did that because I read about you, because you showed me that women don't have to accept betrayal quietly. So thank you for being brave, for showing the rest of us how to stand up for ourselves. Elena read the email 3 times. Then she replied, Thank you for telling me this. I never thought of myself as brave. I was just trying to survive. But if my story helped you, then maybe it was worth it. Stay strong. You deserve better. She got more emails after that. Women who'd heard her story third hand, who'd been inspired to leave their own cheating partners, who'd refused to be victims. Elena read each one, realized her Christmas dinner revenge had become something bigger than personal vengeance. It had become a story about refusing to be destroyed, about demanding accountability, about surviving betrayal and coming out stronger. December approached. 1 year since Christmas Eve. 1 year since she'd exposed David and Sophia in front of everyone who mattered. Nicole called. What are you guys doing it for Christmas this year? I don't know. Haven't thought about it. Come to our house. Spend it with family. You sure? After last year, especially after last year, you need good Christmas memories. Come make some with us. Elena agreed. Spent Christmas Eve at Nicole's house. Emma and Luke were bigger now. Excited about Santa. Oblivious to the drama of last year. They opened presents, ate dinner, laughed together. It wasn't the same as her old Christmases with David. It was better, real, based on love instead of lies. As Elena drove home that night, her phone rang. David. She almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Hello. Elena, hi. I know I shouldn't be calling, but it's Christmas and I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Really sorry. For everything. Okay? That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say, David? I don't know. I guess I thought maybe enough time had passed that we could talk, really talk. About what? About us? About what happened? About whether there's any chance. Elena pulled over, needed to focus on this conversation. David, there is no us. There hasn't been for over a year. We're divorced. You're dating someone new. What exactly are you asking? I'm asking if you ever think about me, about what we had, about whether we made a mistake, ending it. We didn't make a mistake. You made a mistake. You cheated. You lied. You destroyed our marriage. I just made sure you faced consequences for it. I know, and I'm sorry. I'll spend the rest of my life being sorry. Good. You should. But David, your sorry doesn't fix anything. It doesn't undo the betrayal. It doesn't erase July 16th. It doesn't bring back the trust you destroyed. So there's no chance ever. Elena thought about it. Really thought about whether any part of her still loved him, still wanted him back. No, she said. There's no chance. I don't trust you. I don't respect you, and I don't love you anymore. You killed that love when you chose to betray me, when you used my pain as an excuse to cheat, when you made me feel crazy for being hurt. I never meant to hurt you, but you did. And now you have to live with that, just like I have to live with what you did to me. The difference is I'm choosing to move forward, to rebuild, to become stronger. You're still stuck making excuses. She hung up before he could respond, drove the rest of the way home in silence. When she got there, she sat in her car for a long time, thought about the last year, everything she'd lost, everything she'd survived, everything she'd learned. She'd lost her marriage, her trust, her innocence, 8 years of her life, but she'd gained something too: strength, resilience, self-respect, the knowledge that she could survive the worst betrayal and come out the other side. David had tried to destroy her, had used her love as a weapon against her, had made her feel small and foolish and broken. But she wasn't broken. She was transformed, forged in fire into something harder and stronger and unbreakable. Elena got out of her car, unlocked her front door, her house, her sanctuary, the place she'd rebuilt her life. Inside, everything was quiet, peaceful, hers. She'd survived Christmas Eve dinner, survived the divorce, survived the betrayal, survived a year of healing, and she was still standing, still fighting, still refusing to be destroyed quietly. Some women would have taken the betrayal in silence, would have divorced quietly, would have moved on without making waves. But Elena Morrison wasn't some women. She demanded accountability, exposed the lies, made sure there were consequences, and in doing so, she'd shown other women that they didn't have to accept betrayal quietly either. That was the real victory, not the divorce settlement, not Sophia's ruined career, not David's humiliation. The real victory was surviving, standing up, refusing to be destroyed. Elena turned off the lights, went upstairs to bed, her bed, in her house, in her life. Tomorrow, she'd wake up and continue rebuilding, continue healing, continue becoming the woman she was always meant to be: strong, unbreakable, free. And if David Morrison regretted what he'd lost, well, that was his burden to carry now, not hers.